Welcome to Amar Students. Today we are going to discuss this question. Can my kids go to school while I'm on a student visa F1? I have broken this question into multiple questions so you can get a detailed answer. First of all, they don't know English. Will school accept them? That's not a problem at all. My kids, when they came here, they were like 5 and 6. They did not know English at all. And I have a lot of friends whose kids are like 10-year or 11-year old when they come here and they only speak Urdu or Hindi or their native language. Now, how the school work with them? So first of all, you will take your kid to the ESL center. So that's a center where they will try to see which level of English your kid is standing on. So they will give him some test or a small kind of phrases and all those kind of things. So the purpose of that test is to know the level of your kid so they can work with him. Once they know the level, they're going to send him to the school, the same grade he was going to in your native country. Sometime, let's say if my kid was a 6-year-old, he was going to first grade, he's going to go to first grade. If my kid was 10-year-old, he will be going to the fourth grade. So that's same thing. But if your kid is 7-year-old and he was going into the third grade or fourth grade in your country, that might sometime happen. Like some people has birth certificate issues, like they put kids very different. That might not work. They will put him in second grade. So 5-year kindergartner and 6-year first grade, that's kind of standard here. But your kid will be going to school. If his English is bad, they are going to work with him. They will assign him a teacher who will work 30 minutes, maybe an hour a day with him or her to bring his English to level where he can communicate, where he can learn and read and write all those subjects. But his grade will be the exactly same grade, pretty much what he was going in your country. Now, how much is the tuition fee? The best part of that is there is no tuition fee. If your kid is above 5-year-old and he is going to any school from primary school or middle school or high school, he's not paying any tuition in public school. All the public schools in the United States are free from kindergarten to the 12th grade. So that's really great news, especially it was for me. I was paying tuition for my 2 kids in Pakistan, and once they got here, I was a student. So let's say I was paying $5,000 at tuition. So now we were going 3 people to go to school. Like my 2 kids were going to school, their primary school, and I was going to school in 5,000. So you can kind of now see that it's a good advantage, especially if your kids are going to the school in your country and you're paying a lot of tuition fee. So that helps to reduce your expenses, and it is a really good idea to bring your kids while you are on student visa, so they can get some good education here. They can learn English, they can learn new culture, and get to know about the different part of the world. Which school will be allocated to them? Now this is one important part that you have to make good choices. So all the public schools are not same. I will say they are good, they have standards, but every school is different. So sometimes the school, let's say your university where you are studying, the primary school or middle school right next to the university is not that great. So you can see the ranking of those schools on different websites. Now what you can do, you can rent a place a little far from your university where the primary schools or middle schools are better. And what happened, so once you are in that area, your kids will be going to that school. So the allocation of the school is depending upon the area where you live. One of my friend, he was working in a university, and the school right next to the universities, they were not good. So he rented a place like 10 or 15 mile away where schools were good. So once you are in that area, you have a rental agreement, you have electricity bill, gas bill. They are gonna see that, oh, you live here, okay, so they will allocate the nearest school to your kids. How much I have to pay for books? That's another expense in developing countries. We have to pay a lot of money for the books. Here my 3 kids go to school. I do not have to pay anything for the books. A couple of them are going to 10th grade. they start kindergarten here or first grade, and now they're in 10th grade. I don't really remember paying anything for the books. I did buy them a calculator one time. That's pretty much it. They have even calculator in school. They have computers in school. They have everything what they need in school. There are books available as well. If they need to use them, they can always get from the school. But you do not have to buy the books for your kids every year. You have to buy the notebooks, but they are very cheap here. I can tell you, like for maybe $10 you can get like 10 notebooks, and they will last for a long time. Now, how much I have to pay for transportation? That's one major expense on top of the tuition fee and books. So what we pay in the developing countries, especially in Pakistan, or I will say in India, you have to make sure you hire some taxi or rickshaw or some bus that can take your kid from home to school and drop him back once he's done with the school. Here, once your kid is allocated to the school, if the school is too close, let's say it's 2 blocks, like 10 minutes walk or 5 minutes walk, then you're gonna just walk with your kid to the school and just leave him or her there in the school. And at the time of once the school is done, you or your wife is gonna pick him up or pick her up. Now, if your school is far, let's say 2 mile or 3 mile or something, even 10 mile or 20, whatever how far it is, whichever the school is allocated to you, the transportation will be provided. They have really great buses, and they will come probably depending upon where you live, sometime in 1 hour before the school starts, sometime maybe 45 minutes or so. That depends which location you live and what is the last bus stop. So you will be provided, your kids will be provided free transportation from home to school and from school to home. That's a really good thing. It saved a lot of money for me while I was doing some studies, and I didn't had car when I got here, no license, and getting car was expensive, and my kids was getting all that free transportation. Still they do. I drop them in morning just for my sake, like I just want to drive around and drop them, but in evening they come by bus. And that's really convenient, and I appreciate. One of the good feature I would like to talk about the transportation. So buses here in United States, let's say once you live on the other side of the road and school buses on the other side, so once they put the stop sign, the bus has the stop sign, they will put it, every car on that road will stop. I mean, that's amazing. I have not seen this protocol like for even president or for many people, which are really reputable in developing countries. So your kid is safe. All the transportation will be stopped till your kid is not on the road. So it is not like they make sure the kids are secure and they are safe. So that's one of the greatest feature. I mean, you will see like tons of cars and other transportation will be waiting for that school bus to move, but none of people will move, because if they will move, their license will be taken for 6 months, and there could be other charges on that person who will violate this stop sign that's put by the bus. Now, how about the food at school? So if you qualify, there are certain things, like if in United States, some states has that, like if you make less than $30,000, maybe $25,000, so your kids will qualify for free food at school. So the breakfast will be served to them, and the lunch will be served to them. So they have really good breakfast and lunch. I mean, then again it can be big debate, like all organic or what is the level of the food, but I will say it is much better level in the developing country what we feed to our kids. They have cereal, they have milk, they have juices, they have other good stuff in morning for the breakfast. They have fruits. Then in lunch they have different stuff. So every day they have different menus. But if you are a student, you are not making money, so you can go and talk with the school, and then your kids can qualify for free food. So you can have free breakfast and free lunch. It helps, I mean, in a way, if you have 2 or 3 kids and they don't eat at home, pretty much lunch and breakfast, so you can save some money on that. Now there is another debate, like, okay, if my kids are Muslim, or they belong to Hindu religion, or they are vegetarian or non-veg and all that. So that's the thing. You can provide them the food by yourself. They will do the breakfast at home. They will eat the lunch what you give them. And also you can write the note in the school, like, okay, if I'm a Muslim and I don't want my kids to eat pork at all, so what I will do, I will write a note. So when the food will be served to them, they will give them all other food, but they will not give them a pork at all. If you will write, I'm a vegetarian, and they will provide the non-veg food to your kid. They will not give him chicken or any other meat, but they will give him other items what's are available in the menu. So that's really great. I mean, I will suggest a person who's on student visa and have a family, especially small kids, or even they are kind of middle school or high school. I will suggest them, bring them here, so they can explore the different side of the world. They can explore different culture. They can learn about different country. It's really amazing when you are in a different country, and it leave a good impact on you while you are traveling, and you have good facility, so you are saving a lot of money while if your kids study here, instead of you are worried about paying tuition fees, transportation fees, book fees, and other expenses in your native country, especially developing countries, as I said, Pakistan or India or Bangladesh and all that. So good luck getting your family with you, and enjoying the schooling system, and making some good decisions. I thank you all for watching these videos, and I will see you guys in next video.